Hello, I'm writing this to you now not as a story, but as a warning. Some of you won't listen. I can understand that. I didn't either. But if you are brave enough to visit this wretched place, I wish you good luck and hope that you come out of it unscathed. I'm writing this now on the 17th of December in the year 2016. These events, however, took place on the 16th of December in the same year. In other words, yesterday. What happened to me is as follows. A good friend of mine called Jordan had told me about a user on Roblox named 45229. He told me that this user was extremely mysterious and that nobody knew who he was or where he came from. After hearing this, I was immediately interested. I loved mysteries like these. I had a look on this person's profile. His character was fully red and he was wearing the winged monster hat. He had the default face on and nothing else. He had no other items, no models, no decals, no nothing. His account was completely barren. Next, I wondered if anyone had encountered this person, so I did some research and found what was a badly written creepypasta, a few videos trying to figure out who he was, and a few narrations of said creepypasta. After digging around some more, I managed to find a video of someone actually talking to this guy. In the video, there was a user attempting to have a conversation with 45229. This was on 45229's own place. They had a brief exchange, but 45229 spoke in riddles, making him hard to understand. 144p quality didn't help either. This video lasted just under a minute. Nothing interesting was said, so I won't go into detail. After this, I decided to pay a visit to his game. What could go wrong? I navigated my way back to 45229's profile and had a look at his game called You Were a Fool to Run from 45229 Us. And the description was in Morse code. I found a Morse code translator online, put it in, and what I got was a smiley face. What a letdown. The game had comments disabled and a 50-50 dislike ratio. The thumbnail, however, was 45229 himself standing in front of a man made of stone who was crucified to the wall. Interesting. I hit the play button and waited anxiously as the game loaded. It took longer than usual, but I thought nothing of it. I spawned on a very small grassy base plate. In front of me was a statue made of stone, and it looked exactly as the same in the one in the thumbnail, except he had the classic fedora on his head. Not only that, he had a sword plunged into the ground, and was resting his hand on it. That was all. I looked around me, and to my surprise, I spotted another small grassy base plate like this one far off in the distance, and what looked like two figures facing each other on it, with another figure under the base plate. But at the time, I didn't know how to get there. I looked around further, and after more snooping, I discovered that under the very base plate I was standing on, there was another figure directly under the stone man. The figure was none other than 45229, not his actual self, but a humanoid that he had put into the game when he made it. Evidently, there was more to this game than that meets the eye. I looked around for some way to get around to the second base plate, and after just a minute or two, I found it. A teleport on the corner of the base plate. There stood two figures facing each other. The first was none other than 45229 himself. The other was the stone statue from earlier. They had a text above their head as if to simulate speech bubbles. 45229 text was as follows. Exclamation mark hashtag $. You have failed me. And the stone man's text was forgive me ... However, how eerie, I thought to myself as I processed this. There's gotta be more, I thought. After touching my character to all edges, I found yet another teleport. This time I was taken to a small forest encircled by small rocky cliffs. In front of me was a stone overhang with lanterns off the top, and past that was a little wooden hut. As I inched closer, I started to worry. What if there were jump scares? I thought. I shook it off and entered the hut. What I saw was the same thing as the thumbnail. The stone man crucified hanging from the wall with 45229 himself in front of it, holding his classic fedora. The image in front of me wasn't exactly as scary as it was creepy. There was nothing else in the hut, so I exited and proceeded to look for more secrets. I went back to where I was previously, was in the woods, careful not to touch where I initially came from, as to not get teleported back. But I could not find anything. Then I went back to the other side of the stone overhang where the hut was. I looked behind the hut, and in the right corner of the map, I found something. A humanoid figure that was completely white, and the face was the same as 45229. His right arm was pointing to the right at one of the stone cliffs, and by looking closer, I could see the outline of an entrance. I walked straight through it. It was a walk-through block. What was before me was a dark tunnel, and I could see about an opening 20 meters ahead of me. I walked forward, but shortly after I was teleported. I was now at another small grassy base pit like the two others before, and ahead of me, faced away from me, was 45229. Again, I walked closer, and in front of 45229, I saw what looked like a grave, and it was a pathetic-looking grave. A wooden cross barely standing, and what really caught my eye were the two things leaning on it. A classic fedora and a sword just like the one the stone man had earlier. I decided to take a look at 45229 himself. I walked up past him, and looked at him. His face was completely different. It shocked me at first. He looked exactly like a demon. His face was that of a malice. It looked completely, utterly evil. It caught me by surprise too. I was expecting to see the plain old default smile he had earlier, but I could have been more wrong. I stared into those creepy eyes for a few more seconds, then my game shut down. I just sat there, dumbfounded for a few more seconds. Then I realized it must have been part of the game, and maybe if I went back, it'd be different. I joined back, but there was no difference, except one thing. 45229 himself was on. I mean, the man himself was logged on in the same server as me. I went up to open the chat bar to try and communicate with him, but I couldn't. It wouldn't come up. 45229 then appeared in front of me. He was back to his normal face. He inched closer, then finally spoke. Why did you come back? Why? After I let you go. Why? Why would you? How come? I don't understand. Why? Tell me. Why? Come on, just say it. Why? Please tell me. Come on. I couldn't respond, so I just waited and waited and waited. Then after what felt like minutes, he broke the silence and said, "You must be punished." Silence. 45229 left the game. I could talk again. I didn't understand. While regaining my composure, suddenly a deafening hellish scream played through my headset, and my instincts reacted faster than me as I threw my headset off, and then my computer crashed. I don't really remember all that well. It happened so quickly. I booted up my PC and everything was fine. I was extremely on edge after what just happened, and decided to wipe my PC. I'm sorry for not going too much into detail. I'm worn out, tired, and just want to forget about this. So don't expect an update. Please heed my warning and do not go there. I wish you all the best. Goodbye.